We are Steve and Jill.
Together, we've been buying and reselling land since the 90s.
Our data-centric approach leaves our buyers asking, how can you sell it so cheap?
Here on the Land Academy Show,
We answer that and more. I'm Steve and Jack Butala.
I'm Jill DeWit, and this is the Land Academy Show.
This is episode number 2033, and today we're going to talk about the highlights of using partnership funding for you in your land and your house flipping deals. We spent the last several days this week talking on air about how we do it, how it works for us. And so we're just going to kind of recap that and tell you why it's really kind of display why it works for us so well.
Exactly. So Monday was, why it's better to use a money partner than taking on debt. Tuesday we talked about, so you can go back and recap. You can talk about how much money you can make. I gave you some real math. 3, we went step by step through the whole process, everything how it works, from purchase to sale, not just now we own it. Now we sell it and we each get paid out. We covered all that. Yesterday, Jack talked mostly about the difference between land and house funding, the things there. One's why they're different, how much money each takes, and how fast houses can go, kind of thing. And then today we're recapping. So this is excellent.
Each day on the show, we answer a question from our Land Academy member Discord forum, and we take a deep dive into land-related topics by your request. Jill, we have a question.
Yep. Roy wrote, I have a seller that owns a large property via an LLC. The LLC had multiple members and are all willing to sell. The property is a mix of vacant land, farmland, has current leases. Wow. And an old home and some barns. The sellers are offering to let me buy the LLC directly to avoid transfer tax, triggering a reelevation and avoid transfer tax, avoid triggering a re-evaluation of the property taxes, plus a couple other benefits. This sounds good, but buying the LLC sounds like I'm opening myself up to potential legal issues unless I have an amazing corporate due diligence. Anyone have any experience in determining whether to buy the LLC or to buy the property directly?
Yeah, I have a lot of experience in this. In one way or the other, I've spent my entire career in acquisitions of some sort. Now it's manifesting itself into buying and selling land, and has for a lot of years. What you're talking about, and I'll translate very simply, is buying the assets or the stock of a corporation. When you buy the stock, you buy the assets and the liabilities and every single thing that's associated with it. If there's strange assets that a company might own, you get them. Whatever's listed on the financial statement or on the balance sheet, you buy it, including the debt. With assets, we all know what asset acquisitions are because that's what we do here. We just buy the piece of land. It's not in a company. We buy it directly from a person. It's like buying a piece of personal property, like a broom out of the garage for $15. It's that simple. I would be very leery, and we've had multiple opportunities like this. Jill and I have elected to never purchase the stock of a company. There's too many things that could not come up through the change of ownership. It also opens yourself up to a lot of questionable ethics. Well, great, it's changing ownership. Form over substance, it's changing ownership. But we're not going to get a tax reevaluation because it's not hitting the radar of the taxing authority, the county. Is that ethical? No. Is it great from a tax standpoint? Yes. Mm-hmm. So when you start to buy the stock of a company, you travel into gray areas, which have never made me comfortable. For me, the biggest point that you brought up that I agree with is how many other properties have they bought and sold under that LLC? That stuff that could come back. Maybe it wasn't done right. I don't know. I don't want to be responsible for that. In some extreme cases, you would transfer the bank accounts. You would transfer the bank accounts into somebody else's name. Now, whether or not there's a tech solution for that in this day and age, probably. Yeah. You would be transferring domain names. You don't want that. You don't even want the headache.
Maybe that kind of stuff, too.
Yeah, you would buy the EIN.
Yeah, all that. I'm like,
the tax identification number.
What if they had an employee years ago and something went wrong? I don't want to deal with that.
What if 3 years ago the LLC filed a fraudulent tax return?
Right.
You're going to inherit that problem.
There you go, too.
So you don't want to do this. Plus, if the assets are great, the price is great, just buy the assets.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, but no thanks.
Today's topic, highlights of using, partnership funding, the stuff we've been talking about all week for your land and house flip deals. I want you to retain this one concept.
I'm writing it down.
This is the original no money down real estate deal.
Oh.
Jill and I, for a decade, have avoided saying this. It sounds schlocky. It sounds like you're trying to sell somebody something. And how many times have you seen this on the internet or on, if you're old like me, on late night TV? No money down. You don't need to bring your own money. You can make tons. You too can be a multimillionaire. It doesn't require any money. I can't stand that stuff. And you should not put up with it this day and age because you have so many options on the internet to choose where you get quality education. And I'd like to think that Jill and I are one of those sources. But I will tell you, this is not a no money down thing by any stretch. You have to purchase the education and put your time in and energy and all of that. But if you find a great real estate deal within our group, people will be pounding your door down to buy it with you and be your partner. And so you don't need money to buy real estate, really good, attractive real estate transactions. You just need to be in the right group.
I would like to point out something really big that I'm surprised that it didn't come up this week earlier. And I know you're thinking of it because it's what a lot of other people do. Remember the whole process we talked about? It's like, I'm partnering with you. We're buying the deal. You heard me open escrow. There's a deed there. People's names, probably mine. If I'm going to be funding the whole deal 100%, my name's going on the deed. One of the things we didn't talk about, sometimes I do partnerships too, where you're like, Jill, I have half of it. If we do 50-50 and both of our names go on the deed, absolutely. I really love those deals too, because then I really feel great because you have real skin in the game. It's not just my money. I think you're even taking it even more seriously when you and I both put up, we each put in $30,000 to buy it for 60 to sell it for 150 kind of thing. I think these are great. So one of the things that we don't do and don't advocate is shopping. Keep in mind, you just talked about the no money down thing. It's how some people I've heard in the land space really actively promote is, well, just don't even buy it. Nobody buys it. Just get it under contract and we'll have equitable title and run around and try to sell it. And then it'll all work out in escrow. Oh my goodness. We aren't those people. If you don't believe in it and you don't trust in the deal so much, don't do the deal. I won't do the deal if I don't believe in it. But if I believe in the deal and you come to me and like, we got to buy this thing. Look at it. How great it is. I'm like, yeah, I'm buying it. My name is on the deed. And in a perfect world, it's only on the deed for 90 days. And then you've sold it for us. And then we move on. And you are my partner in this.
As I said this early on the Monday episode, 5 days ago, all you need to do is find and put under contract very attractive real estate transactions. If you do one more thing with the rest of your life professionally, it's that. You are going to do amazingly well financially and professionally.
Under contract, till we buy it, we own it, we sell it. No, the other people now, the term is wholesaling. It's kind of misused and overused now, and we don't do that.
No, I was trying to leave them with one. All you need to do is locate and put under contract great real estate. And if you're within a group like this, we'll get funding. You'll get all the advice you need, and we won't let you make bad decisions.
Exactly. I think we covered it.
Join us next week for another interesting episode. You are not alone in your real estate ambition.
We are Jack and Jill.
Information
and inspiration
to buy undervalued property.
We hope you find our content valuable and we appreciate your support. If you have not already, please check out our channel and hit the subscribe button.
And your comments and suggestions help us to create the content you're here for. Hitting the like button helps to support our channel's algorithm and gauge your interest for future shows.